All right, we back on sports, and I know y'all want me to start off with the Super Bowl, and that play at the end, I do not, you know what, we're going to save it. We're going to save it. We will talk about the Super Bowl, but not just yet. I have to talk about something that is really irking me right now, and that is what happened over the weekend with the Wingbowl. For those who don't know, the 94 WIP Wingbowl, I've talked about this before. Every year, it gets worse and worse. And I've said this before, how I'm heavily against it, because who the hell wants to go and see a bunch of guys eat some wings? Oh, I forgot. You need to have women dressed, in lingerie to get guys, other guys, drunk, horny, desperate guys to show up. For those who don't understand, because I did a video on this before, okay? These women are paid. They are paid to show up in that manner. They are paid to act that way. You understand that, right? So these guys are pretty much flooding themselves with alcohol, getting horny, getting hot, and wooing, and just pretty much catcalling women, and they're just like, it's all good, because I'm paid to be here. If you think those women give a damn, all right, about the Wingbowl, you're crazy. You are absolutely nuts. But it's all about the title of Miss Wingette. Let's get something straight here, all right? Let's be honest. This is about random women, all right, because it's not just models, no. Because anyone knows how these contests goes on, they will ask them the dumbest questions, all right? I talked about this last year when it was at the Fox and Hound. We didn't even know it was at the Fox and Hound. But they had this contest of random women just getting up and talking, didn't know a damn thing about sports, and they're asking them sports questions because Philly is a sports town. Didn't know a damn thing, but it doesn't matter as long as they look good, right? That's what matters. So understand that this is more of just promoting something that doesn't need to be promoted. Now, I talked to you before about how 97.5, how they want to be better than 94 WIP. However, both companies use the same blueprint. You can't be better than the other company if you're using the same damn blueprint. You can't. The same thing. We're going to take our money and we're going to put it into these women that have nothing to do with sports, but you're going to watch it and you're going to tune in because you're a horny male. Because that's what it is. Which should be, disrespectful to some of you guys. You would think it's disrespectful. But no. Because during the Wingbowl, there were protesters. That's right. And even before the protesting, all right, and I'll put the link in the info bar, guys are saying, I just need a reason to get up and drink. Anytime I can drink, it's a good one. Y'all got some problems. If you need a reason to drink, you've got an abuse problem. You've got an alcohol abuse problem, dude. I'm not trying to hear it. All right, I need a drink. What happened? Okay, I can drink. You're looking for a reason to drink. So you needed a reason to go to the Wingbowl so you can drink. And this is early in the morning. 20,000 people. 20,000. And this is all sponsored by 94 WIP, sports radio station. It was promoted all day by CBS. I believe CBS owns WIP or something like that. So they enabled it. Now here's the problem I have with it. Because you have to realize that if this is a big sports town, these sponsors that have all this money, you want to take from us. Once again, you take from us, but you don't give back. And easily, you could have canceled the Wingbowl, took that sponsorship money, you could have renovated some basketball courts, some football fields, you could have helped people. Matter of fact, you could have made fantasy a reality. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I want you to look at this place real quick. Now you're probably asking with that picture, okay, Yvette, what am I looking at? That is Delphi Boxing Gym, okay? That is on Aramingo and Westmoreland Street. So for anybody who wants to go check it out, you can. Here's the thing. That boxing gym is fake. It's fake. Why is it fake? Not because they don't have any fighters. No. It's fake because that's where they're filming the next Rocky movie. They made a fake gym. A fake gym. So that they can shoot there. Now here's the problem, all right? Just bear with me. Why is it such a big deal that they made a fake gym? Because earlier during the week, all right, they had a line around the corner for guys in Port Richmond who were trying to sign up to be in the gym. And they were all turned away. Mostly it was black and Latino, there were some white, but they were all turned away when they found out it's not a real gym. That goes to show you exactly what's going on in the neighborhoods, okay? Guys are looking to compete. They're looking to get in now. A lot of people will say, well, you can go to Johan. It's down at, in Northern Liberties. You can go. There's a number of gyms you can go to around here. But the fact that Port Richmond, because y'all have to understand, Kensington is a big boxing area. And a lot of their boxing facilities have been shut down within the previous 5 years. So, for what I'm seeing with all this that's going on, It goes to show you that the locals are looking for something to do. Now, granted, we know boxing can give you discipline. It can keep people off the streets. It can do a number of things. But the fact that everybody was duped from that, because it's the Rocky film going on, which is Creed or whatever, you know, a lot of people really wanted to sign up and box because they didn't know about the movie. It goes to show you that you have something on your hands here. So after the movie, you think that there would be enough sponsorship, there would be somebody that would step up and say, okay, we saw the fan demand from it, we can actually run with this after the movie comes out and say, hey, this is a real boxing gym now. And fill the building. Anytime you have a line from where you're at, now mind you, it's right next to 7-Eleven, so a line that's going down the street and around the corner, that should tell you that people are interested. They want to box. And you bring it right in their backyard, just to tell them, no, that's not real. They say, anybody wants to check it out, by all means, go to Aramingo Ave and Westmoreland. It'll be right there, right next to 7-Eleven, right across the street from the Kmart and Pathmark. Just letting you know, okay? But it goes to show you that there's this money that is, a lot of this money that's involved goes into the wrong thing still here. But that's here or there, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's their money. They can do what they want with it. But y'all have to understand that that's not how the sports community works. It's not. Like I said, you can't keep taking from us and then not giving back. You can't. But obviously, it is a big deal because, like I said, I was notified about this. You know what I mean? And then I had to go down there. You know what I mean? To check out what was going on because I wasn't down there at the time. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's something that should be taken care of. You know? I don't know, man. It's just sad to see that. It's sad to see that so many people got their hopes up, especially in the Latin community, because you got to think, they're big on boxing. They're big on boxing and soccer. They are, around there. So, it's just, and baseball. You'll see some baseball, too. But it's just really sad to see that, By the way, the basketball courts that were supposed to be renovated, they've been pretty much torn down now again. I think next week I'll go down there and I'll take some videos so y'all can see exactly what it looks like. And I've shown you before and after pictures, from before. Now, it's back to looking like shit, pretty much. Sad. It is. Anyways, let's move on. I want to talk about the Super Bowl. I'll have to say this right now. Super Bowl, alright? Before going to the Super Bowl, people got hype. Fans got hype. And what I mean by fans, I mean Seattle fans, because throughout the entire week, we saw the Patriots get bagged on for Deflategate, which we may never know the end game for that. But we saw all these people taking shots at Deflategate, the media, fans, hell, even Seahawks fans, even before the Super Bowl, were taking shots at Deflategate with novelty t-shirts. Hell, even Walmart got into it when they had their inflatable balloons that looked like footballs, where they were inflated for the Seahawks, but they were slightly deflated for the New England Patriots. As for the game itself, I was very, very entertained by it. I'll put it like this: it was a lot more competitive, more entertaining than last season. So as far as I'm concerned, this Super Bowl was really fun for me to watch. I had said that I didn't care who won. I didn't care who won. I was just looking to see any meltdowns, and we saw a number of meltdowns at the time. But let's start with the first half. First half was really good. I will say that the first drive for each team, we're playing it really, really safe. The play calling was horrible for each team in the first drive. But then we saw the Patriots start, 5-yard dinking and dunking, and it's all Seattle was giving them defense-wise. However, they never, came up with their coverage. They never covered right. They never pressed. So it was like, that's all you could do. I had said in the video before that if the Patriots wanted to have a chance, they would have to run the ball. And they tried to, get running the ball going, but really that didn't work for them. And if you notice, they kind of abandoned it as much as possible. I won't say as much as possible, but near the fourth, they did kind of abandon it, okay? Because they had to just keep throwing no matter what, because they were down. However, the first half was really well done. I think it was hilarious that the Patriots let Seattle score with that little bit of time left on the clock in the first half. There's no way that Seattle should have scored. However, the Patriots secondary, as we know, isn't that great. They're just not. All right. However, Seattle doesn't have that great receivers anyway. However, they made some receivers though. In the Super Bowl, they did. People was like, "Who's this Matthews guy?" And it's like, and they were like, "Well, this guy just not too long ago was working at Foot Locker." And I'm like, "Wow, so you got a dude from Foot Locker destroying the Patriots secondary?" Like it was really hilarious to see. All right. So the first half was kind of funny to watch Tom Brady the way he was playing, and he just had the look of fear in his eyes. And y'all saw the picture online when he's on the ground. He's just looking. He looks like deer in headlights. He looks like he doesn't know what hit him. He doesn't know what he's going to do. It's really funny to watch. But halftime. Let's let's get into this halftime. All right, Katy Perry. First off, all right, I don't know who decided that Katy Perry should come out dressed as Bam Bam Bigelow, but everyone was saying this, and then the internet took flight with it. Seriously, that halftime show, I didn't know what I was watching. I thought I was on acid or something. People, you can't have Katy Perry come out on the Megazord, all right, and start singing, and we're like, what is going on here? You're seeing dancing sharks and beach balls, and I'm like, what the hell is this? None of it made sense. It was a big distraction, and it was kind of sad. Because apparently Snoop Dogg was one of the dancing sharks or something like that. I don't know. You got the 3D graphics going on that we've seen at the Olympics time and time again these previous couple of years, and it's like, it's nothing new. You know what I mean? It felt like she was phoning it in as it was singing, from the heart. And it was sad because you got to think, when you're switching all these type of things, you got Lenny Kravitz coming out. He's showing more cleavage than Katy Perry. People are upset. You got these beats. It made no sense. Missy Elliott comes out of the past from like 15 years with her and her NASCAR team, and everyone's dancing, and everyone's like, what's going on? What am I watching? What am I watching here? Because none of this makes sense. None of it. And of course, if anyone wasn't paying attention, when Missy Elliott is doing her thing, Katy Perry disappears because she needs to have a wardrobe change again. Like it was different when she was working with the Flames and all because you knew she had the swimsuit on under that. But a complete wardrobe change, just like, okay, you can handle this. I'm going to go change and then come back. It made no sense. And then to top it off, okay, she gets on the more you know, that star, then she starts flying on that in the stadium. I'm like, what is going on here? Obviously, I'm hallucinating this. And I wasn't the only person who felt that way. It made no sense. This halftime show had to be the weirdest. I would say this had to be the weirdest halftime show since Madonna. It made no sense at all. But I really, seriously, the only thing that could have been worse than the halftime show were the commercials, because they were too damn serious. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about something like this. We saw way too many serious commercials over Super Bowl. Now, look, when we watch the Super Bowl, everyone knows you're going to have those funny, every year, funny, lighthearted commercials. You keep the enthusiasm up because, hey, we're watching the sport. We're trying to celebrate. We're trying to have fun. Nobody wants to talk about a kid who, well, I'm not going to be able to do this, and I'm not going to be able to do that. You want to know why? Because I'm already dead. Do you know how much energy that takes away from the crowd? And I'm just the people at home. Everything was serious, and most of the time, it was for car commercials, and it made no sense. Muhammad Ali is talking, he's giving you all this trash talk, he's giving you all this inspirational speech, and then it's like, for Jeep. Really? Everything that you saw yesterday, there's probably about 3 or 4 commercials that were lighthearted. And other than that, everything else was dead serious, and it took away the fun factor of watching the Super Bowl, because, as we know, there was a lot of timeouts, there was a lot of commercial breaks, so they had to fill in those times. So it almost felt like you were watching more commercials than you were football. That's what it felt like. And it's sad, because when you have, and I put it like this, Liam Neeson versus the barista, hipster barista, that actually had some potential, and then they took it somewhere else. They Clash of Clans, all right? You had the guy with the Doritos commercial who tried to save the seat for the girl until he found out she had a baby. You know what I mean, on the airplane. I was like, okay, all right, that's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like, the best commercial of the night had to go to Human Pac-Man, and which you guys were telling me on Twitter, they were showing that a week or so ago before that. So, and I didn't see it, you know what I mean? So I was just like, it was a pleasant surprise for me. I thought that looked like it was really fun, That had to be the best commercial, hands down. There weren't that many commercials. And I find it funny that even when you had something to try to hype up people, they gave a 10-second spot. For those who don't know, Heroes Reborn, 10-second spot. That was it. Pierce Brosnan had his own commercial where he just drove in the car and did nothing. You know what I mean? It made no sense. Like, that was just stupid. I don't know. There's just way too many commercials. Then they had the like a girl, hashtag like a girl. Why are you doing this in the middle of the Super Bowl? Why are you trying to push this PC type? Come on, man. Hey, I put it like this. When someone says like a girl, all right, I'm not thinking, oh, this is how frilly and how she dances. And that's what you saw, people demonstrating that. And I'm thinking to myself, no, when I think like a girl, I'm thinking Serena Williams, things like that. Because I guarantee you Serena Williams could have beat probably 99% of those people that were in that commercial acting like that. So as far as I'm concerned, they were really trying to stir up some feelings with people. And trying to start something on Twitter. As we saw, idiots started buying into it. Hashtag like a girl. Blah. Who cares, man? Just enjoy the Super Bowl. And try and enjoy the somewhat, commercials that we have that are lighthearted. But no, they got to turn into this big argument. during the Super Bowl. So as far as I'm concerned, shame on you. Because it shouldn't even be that way. It shouldn't even be that. This is about having fun, about a bunch of people coming together for, the end of a season. You don't need it to be this serious. And it's absolutely pathetic that you went that route. So yeah, I was pretty pissed off when I saw that. Because, it has no room in these type of commercials during the Super Bowl when people are actually having fun. You're bringing down the fun factor. It's bad enough people don't have that much to celebrate for as it is. Then when you give them something they look forward to, you want to beat them over the head with this garbage. When you do it 365 days a year already. You couldn't take one night off? You couldn't do that? See, the commercials were horrible. They were. Second half of the game, Seattle got the ball. They looked good. They looked like they were primed to win this game. Okay? Then the Patriots slowly but surely started coming back. And it was kind of sad because you saw, and I was thinking to myself, Russell Wilson hasn't thrown an interception all game. Something tells me he's due, but I didn't say anything. I just thought that, I didn't think it was going to happen. And then, as we saw time running down, what did I say? It's going to be a tight game. This is a close game. This is fun. Because this is what the Super Bowl is about. You know what I mean? Like I said, it wasn't a blowout like last season, where everyone's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? People start celebrating early. People were turning off the TVs early. No, this was actually something that kept you on, in your seat, or even out of your seat, stand up and watching your TV, because you want to see how this is going to end. Like I said, it doesn't matter if your team's in it or not. Didn't matter if you hated the Patriots or the Seahawks. It was actually, at the end, it was high drama. It really was. If you think about it, it was one of those things where you just didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't. And then at the end, instead of you running the ball at the goal line, why? Why would you not run the ball, Pete Carroll? You decide you're going to throw a slant. If you look at the defensive formation, they weren't even stacked in the box, the Patriots, so it looked like they were expecting the pass. I don't know what happened here. It is a bonehead play. 99% of the country agreed that Pete Carroll made a bonehead play. I believe ESPN did a chart, earlier this morning, on how many people agreed that if Marshawn Lynch would have ran the ball, that he would have got in. And I believe that even Patriots fans said, he got in. He got in. It was bad enough that it was already a circus catch to begin with Seattle, and it seems like these things doom the Patriots every time in the Super Bowl. Mario Manningham, you had, Tyree, or whatever his name is, trick catches, and as we know, the ball never hit the ground, so it was really weird to see. However, that didn't stop Cowboys fans from complaining last night. We saw that all over Twitter. Man, that's not a catch. If the ball doesn't hit the ground and he catches it, it's a catch. You can't dispute this. But Dez's catch don't matter, right? Dez's catch it. Stop. You've got to get over this. Seriously, anyone listen, I retweeted those tweets. So it's ridiculous that Cowboys fans are going off like this during a Super Bowl that has nothing to do with them. You've got to be kidding me, man. Like, seriously, suck it up. It's over. You lost. Just like the rest of us. Hell, we didn't even make the playoffs. Do you see us complaining about it? No. Breon came out and said, if you look at the storyline within the NFC this year, it's all been about screw jobs. If you haven't noticed. And a lot of people said that. He said, the Lions, they were screwed out by the Packers. No, I'm sorry, not the Packers, the Cowboys. The Cowboys were screwed out by the Packers. The Packers shot themselves in the foot against Seattle, but still, like that was the storyline going up to the NFC. As he said, nobody really wanted to take the NFC. It's kind of interesting when you look at the storylines. But that's what this is about. This league has been so much about drama this season. And it's hurt them so badly. And for those who don't talk about, hell, even the Kitten Bowl. That's right, the Kitten Bowl took shots at the NFL on their substance abuse policy.
Allie the cat is having words with the referee. Allie found some catnip on the field. He'd better be cautious. This ref has a zero-tolerance policy.
That's clearly a violation of the substance abuse policy. No more catnip for you, buddy.
Allie has been penalized for breaking the league's catnip abuse policy.
It seems as though they just need, the NFL, the season need to end. They were just like, look, let's just get past it. Because the NFL, if you think about it, has taken so many lumps this season when it comes to all their issues. So, yeah, Everyone needs a break as far as I'm concerned from football. I'd say about a month or two before people were going to be like, man, I miss football already. Seriously, everybody needs a break. This was a very frustrating year for a number of us and a number of teams. Okay? It was a frustrating year. It was a high-drama year that really, if you ask me, really wasn't called for. But it seems like that's what it was. And like I said, it even ended in drama with that, with that interception. It's kind of sad to see. And the thing is, my heart goes out to Seattle fans. The real Seattle fans, not the bandwagoners, because we've seen the Photoshop pictures already of the bandwagon burning, all right? But the fact that you got that close and you had the game, it was yours, and y'all was just like, here, take it, Patriots, take it. I don't see how you pass in that situation, especially when your running back I'm sorry, but if you look at his yards after catch that game, if you look at the way he was running, it took 2-3 guys to stop him damn near every play. You can't tell me that he's not going to make it into the end zone. All right? And then afterwards, we saw players get salty and they wanted to fight, which then started, bringing a damper onto the Super Bowl. It was like, come on now, take your loss like a man. You can't do that. Richard Sherman was, making fun of Darrelle Revis because he was getting torched for touchdowns. And what happened? After the game, he started, damn near, he looked like he needed a hug. He looked like he was ready to cry. Now we're seeing Photoshop pictures of him holding up the 4 saying, we lost by 4 points. We're seeing that now. This is something that is it was really sad to see the hope that Richard Sherman had when it was like, yeah, we're going to win, we can do this. And then it's like someone just took his soul. Just took all his joy away from him. If you look on the other side, Tom Brady was like, I don't think we're going to do it. Oh my God, we won. And then you can see the reaction. You can tell that it was so natural for those guys on the sideline to either feel bad or to cheer. And that's what sports is. Regardless of all the things that happened this season, that's what sports has brought to us. It showed some human emotion, some heart. And I feel bad for Seattle fans because, like I said, you were there. Like I said, just 20 seconds before, people were saying this is the possibility of a dynasty. Now, people are like, well, yeah, you got to look at the contract situation. Should we pay Russell Wilson? Yep. It's going to be a problem. So, it's really sad to see that. And apparently the players, they're even questioning the call as well. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, in the locker room after the game, they're even questioning their coach. Why would you run that?
We had it, bro. I don't understand how you don't get the best back in the league. Not even the 1 yard line. It was on the 0.5 yard line. And we throw a slant. I don't know what the offense had going on, what they seen, but I just don't understand.
How is it going to be to stomach this all offseason, knowing you had a chance to repeat? You were that close.
Bro, it's going to kill me. I think I'm about to just go lock myself in the room for about 2 weeks, bro. This one hurt because we had it. We had it.
Also, I will put the link in the info bar. An unnamed player from the Seattle Seahawks say that the reason they ran a pass play is because of an anti-lynch conspiracy. Yeah, that's how far it's going now. Okay? We already knew that fans were going to say, well, this was rigged, because we saw it last night. This was rigged. They gave it to him. Now we're seeing players come out and say there's conspiracy at play. Look, for those who don't understand what's been going on throughout the entire season with Marshawn Lynch, the media has tried to bury this guy so much. Now, you got to think, on the weekends I listen to sports radio. I should start doing driving videos where you can actually hear sports radio and them talk. Sports radio, they talked about how the media from other media outlets were trying to get dirt on Marshawn Lynch throughout the entire season, like how bad of a person he really is. And they were like, well, we can't find anything. He has a charity, he does this, he's a quiet person, he keeps to himself. They're like, yeah, but he's doing something, he's got to be in trouble. Look where he's from. And that said something to me, that the media really digs and try to find something on Marshawn Lynch. Like I said, I really should start doing driving videos and doing sports videos and combating with sports radio when you hear it. It's really interesting to hear these things that they bring up. It's really interesting. So for people that saw what Marshawn Lynch did before the Super Bowl, when he was pretty much clowning the media, because that's what he was doing it because of he's reacting to what they tried to do to him. They tried to set him up or try to portray him as throughout the entire season. That's why he did it. So for anyone who's mad, oh, he said real Africans, I can't believe he said that. There's a reason. He's trying to make the media look bad, and the entire time he's like, oh, well, you got your 20 seconds, go ahead and ask another question. And he just got quiet. He did it purposely. But it seems like a lot of people, especially on ESPN, their writers, they didn't understand that either. Yeah, because you're probably part of the problem and don't see it. They're saying, oh, I hate to be the Seattle beat writer right now. Maybe Seattle beat writers part of the problem. If you notice, Marshawn Lynch has always said there's certain writers that he likes because of the fact that they treat him with respect as opposed to other ones. Because they just try and run him into the ground. You're looking for a story. You have to understand, he's still a person. I don't care how much of an athlete you are. I don't care how good or bad of a player you are. He's still a person. All right? You don't go around looking for dirt to find on him because either you need a story or he's playing bad or he's playing exceptionally, exceptional or even great to a standard. So now you need to find something to bring him down a little bit. You need to have some criticism of it. The guy has done nothing wrong. What, you fine him for wearing a hat? Brady had his own, brand hat. You didn't find him. But you want to find Marshawn Lynch for that? You want to find him for his cleats? You just try and look for stories to find this guy out. Like, seriously, to make off of this guy. Because you don't have anything. But it doesn't matter, right? It's really sad. It really is. To see that this is how far media is going. It's foolish. And speaking of foolish, we might as well get to it now. The Griffin Force flop of the week goes to soccer. Watch this clown try and flop. It's not just flopping. Not even touched. Okay? Flops, spins around. You know what? Let's just play the clip right now.
Here we see this sending off and here.
Yeah.
You can see this sending off and here.
Yeah. You can interpret that both ways. I think he's
Unreal. You gotta be kidding me, man. Look, let's just move on. I want to talk about NBA basketball. I want to start off with the Atlanta Hawks. And I need Sixers fans to listen to this, okay? Atlanta Hawks, first off, congratulations. We're going 19-0 so far. For those who don't know, they played the Sixers over the weekend. And the reason I need Sixers fans to listen is because of what they said about the Atlanta Hawks before this game. Listen to this clip right now.
Obviously, the years that he put in San Antonio, we know that he gets it, and we've all bought in.
And everybody who has seen Atlanta this year says it looks like the same San Antonio model for success.
They don't mind the moniker of San Antonio East.
Sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it, Sixers fans? Because that's what the organization tried to sell us on with Brett Brown. Remember? It was, he's trying to build a San Antonio type system. So I guess that guy from San Antonio that's going on with Atlanta, he's doing it right, and Brett Brown is doing it wrong. I guess that's the two, the contrasting styles of it, huh? You have to be kidding me. Once again, Sixers fans, this is what I mean. So when there's positive, they're going to say, this is what, the San Antonio, the culture of it, this is what you should look like. The Atlanta Hawks are exactly what you should aim to be, strive to be. And then you look at the Sixers, and it's like, yeah, San Antonio system, huh? It seems like one coach knows what they're doing, and the other coach doesn't know a damn thing what they're doing. And you can't sit at every damn loss and say, well, I'm proud of my guys. No, there's no way you can sit there and say that. You can't get beat by a margin, all right, this year, average off of 20 points a game, being beat by 20 points a damn game, and you're going to sit here and say, I'm proud of my team. I understand that you need to keep morale boosted, but you got to be kidding me. There's no way. The Sixers should be ashamed of themselves. This is not going to work. It's not. And I'm not trying to hear it's a 5-year plan or whatever. I'm not trying to hear that, all right? I don't expect them to also, be, contenders right away. I don't expect that. It's a rebuilding process. But the pieces that you have right now really don't favor you. They don't. But it seems like I'm just crazy for saying that. I just wanted to show you that example, Sixers fans, of what Atlanta is doing right now with the same San Antonio system. Just to let you know. Now, are you ready to sit and jump on the Sixers? Are you ready now? Are you ready to talk to the commentators at the game and always trying to push something positive when you know it's negative? Are you ready to jump all over CSN when they always, but they still play good? I don't want to hear it. You don't get on that court to play well. You play to win. And it seems like we're still not seeing that. It seems like even during the games, and I've shown you time and time again, that they're going to sit here, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be on the court. I'm going to do what I want. We're not going to play any team ball. You get some highlights every once in a while, but that's it. It's not even fun to watch. At first it was. Now it's just like, nah. It's like run-of-the-mill stuff now that you can see on the street. But because they're in the stadium, because they're broadcasted, that puts them above all that. No, it doesn't. It's the same thing over and over. They don't learn from their mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, I want to talk about this right now for those who don't know. LeBron James, all right, I don't know what the hell. Anybody who is still on this wagon where he is the greatest, he's the toughest, he's all that, we're not going there, okay? LeBron James, for those who don't know, and I will put the link in the info bar, he asked Adam Silver, okay, for extended time off during the NBA All-Star break and fewer back-to-back games. You've got to be kidding me. First off, let's get something straight here. LeBron James, you are in no position to go to Adam Silver and say that. There is a reason you have a Players Association president, which is Chris Paul. He is the president. You go and file your grievance with him. You don't go over Chris Paul's head and say, I'm LeBron James, I can go talk to Adam Silver about it. You don't do that. That disrespects the entire point, the structure of the NBA Players Association. That's what you just did. Not to mention, you don't want to play ball. You're going to tell me that you're going to be mad at there's so many back-to-backs. You're going to be mad that you don't get enough time off in the All-Star break. Do you know how many years it's been this way? And all of a sudden you think you can come along and change that? No other player has complained about this in the past. Has complained about this. All of a sudden the schedule's too heavy for LeBron James. He needs a break. It's bad enough that we already know that he's faking sore. And it is. It's faking soreness. It is. So that he can have time. When you see reports like this, it makes you think about it. Is he really sore or he just really doesn't want to play? And I'm not trying to hear, well, he's playing so hard. No, he's not. Kyrie Irving has been carrying that team all week. All week. But it is sad that you're going to go over, it's so disrespectful to go over the president's head to go talk to Adam Silver. That is wrong. And I don't think anybody can defend that. Like I said, Chris Paul, even though I don't like Chris Paul, he seems to be, like I said, not just because of his flopping, but to see his take on things, on how he handles things when it comes to, player personnel and things of that nature when it comes to the association. But you still have to go through him because that's how it's structured. LeBron James, if you wanted to be the president, we've seen this throughout the entire, was it this season and last season? He was like, I'm going to take it upon myself to talk about certain things with Adam Silver. And what did I say before? I was like, he shouldn't be doing that because of the fact that Chris Paul is there. He's there for that reason. Now, I think you've crossed the line on this. So I think it's gotten to the point where you've gone too far. And of course, so there's going to be people who don't care and say, oh, well, he's allowed to do it. He's LeBron James. What are you going to do? No, that's not how it works. One player is not bigger than the association. One player is not bigger than the actual, oh my God. One player is not bigger than the entire sport. Not at all. So as far as I'm concerned, LeBron James has not learned anything. People in Cleveland have seen it for what it is and say, yeah, so much for being a youth, huh? Look at your team now. You got Shump and J.R. Smith out there now. You went and got vets. You traded away your youth for vets. That's what you did. Let's be real here. And then, was it Mozgov as well? Yeah. But this is what it's come to. This is what LeBron James, like I said, it's not Dan Gilbert's team. It's LeBron James' team. Whatever LeBron gets, once he gets. And it seems like that attitude that people have catered to him throughout his basketball career, it seems to have just gone to his head too much. He should just have what he wants. I did a video on this before. He won a WWE title. What did he do? They handed him one of that. Then he went and got one for the entire Miami Heat. Everything that he says he wants, he gets because he's LeBron James. And not just a guy who can play basketball. Bill Russell told you, I am not Bill Russell. I don't want to be known for some guy who played basketball. I am more than just a guy who played basketball. And it seems like LeBron James has not learned that yet. And he's too damn old at this point not to know that. But whatever, right? Whatever. I want to move on to more cocky athletes. And I want to talk about Anderson Silva versus Nick Diaz. That's right, UFC. I will put it like this. UFC's best fight of that night had Miesha Tate in it. The women had the best fight of the night. Most of the fights were stopped in the second round. Silva versus Diaz, they did more taunting than they did fighting. The first round, you even got Diaz lays on the ground. He's like, come after me. Come after me. He's taunting him the entire time. He's like, come on and fight me. Anderson Silva, I expected Anderson Silva in the first round to not do much because we don't know how his leg is. It's different when you're practicing and getting rehabilitated as opposed to actually being out there with thousands of people watching. You don't know what's going to happen. So I understand why he was taking it lightly the first, possibly second round. But when you're 5 rounds in and you're still seeing the same thing, you've got to be kidding me. Diaz talks about how he thought he won the fight. You know what I mean? No, he didn't win the fight. He was pushing the pressure, but he didn't win the fight. Connection percentage says completely different when it comes to, Silva and Diaz. And we all know this was Silva's coming back party. So Diaz, unless you knocked him out or made him submit, you were not going to win that fight. You know that. You've got to be kidding me if you thought that Nick Diaz was going to win that. Nick Diaz is a good striker, good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But Anderson Silva is a better striker than, Nick Diaz. If anything, I would have thought Diaz would try to take him to the ground more often. And that's why I think that invite happened in the first round. He was like, come get me. Because he won him on the ground. Because you're not going to stand with Anderson Silva. I don't think that a lot of people can stand with Anderson Silva. There's not many. We've seen throughout the past what he can do. No matter of his age, we've seen what he can do. You've got to give him that respect. But to think that Nick Diaz did not win. He didn't. So, yeah, that's what UFC was for me. I thought it was pretty much of a letdown. It really was. The hype up Diaz versus, like I said, Miesha Tate had a great fight. She got rocked, all right, in the first round. I didn't think was it the first round, second round? I don't know. She got hit so hard, I believe it was in the first round. She got hit so hard, she didn't even know that she got pretty much hit. She was done. And the girl just couldn't finish her. And it was sad because after Miesha Tate won, she said, she hit her with a shot that she didn't even feel that she could recover from. It was really interesting to see. She gave that girl all the credit in the world. She deserved it, But still, you got to finish that. You have to. You have to. There's no way. When you have that opportunity, especially in any type of combat sport, when you have that small opening, that's what you have to take advantage of that. And we've seen this as of late. We've seen a lot as of late in boxing and in UFC. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, when a guy gets stunned, what do we see mostly these days? Guys rush up or girls rush up on the person. And they just throw a flurry. And they're hoping because they're so stunned that they can't defend themselves so much. And that equates to a referee stopping the fight. We've seen it time and time again as of late. And it works. However, UFC, I will say, the refereeing was kind of shoddy this weekend. I just thought that the fights that were stopped, I thought they were all stopped 30 seconds too late. They were just letting them fight. And granted, that's just my personal opinion. I felt as though the opponent showed that, look, they're not defending themselves. That's it, But then you're also going to have people say, well, if they stopped it then, people would have said, it was too early, it was premature, which is true. It all comes down to personal, opinion. It does when it comes to fight stoppages of that nature. I personally felt a lot of those fights that were stopped were all 30 seconds too late. There was no need for that fighter to go through that much damage at the time. That's just how I felt. You know what I mean? That would clearly the person wasn't fighting or whatever, but that's just me. Anyways, I'm done for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.